right, to look at the various scenarios, we're joined by Dr. Manzoor Khan Afridi, Assistant Professor and Head of Department of Politics and International Relations at the International Islamic University in Islamabad. He joins us from there. Very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us. I'm curious, Dr. Afridi, when the Prime Minister says, I accept the Supreme Court verdict, albeit with a heavy heart, what does it mean? Does it mean he's thrown in the towel and he expects to be removed from office?
I think now it's a very critical situation in Pakistan that the whole nation that is divided. I mean, some they are supporting the government, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Imran Khan's party, and the rest of the people, they are supporting the opposition parties. So in this situation, of course, there is no way for the current Prime Minister Imran Khan to face the no confidence motion, which will be held today in the National Assembly of Pakistan. He has also already delivered his speech to the nation, and he is accused so many things, and also he was disappointed about the verdict of the highest court, which is called Supreme Court of Pakistan, that how it was the court decided that it was a null and void. So in this situation, I think one, that is the mass resignation option is there. Second, that is that has to face this no confidence motion and to prepare for next elections in a most robust way. So it will be decided by the National Assembly of Pakistan today, Saturday.
Okay, so you say it's today or Saturday that Parliament is expected to convene. We heard in that report earlier, just before we came to you, that there is a possible threat of his party resigning en masse. Would this affect whatever happens, as in either the choosing of a new Prime Minister or removing him?
Well, I think that the mass resignation, that is an option, but it will be very much difficult for them because on moral grounds, it can be called and regarded by the opposition parties and their supporters as a defeat, and it may hamper the coming election and their campaign. I mean, the campaign of the ruling party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. So they may consider it as an option, but it can be very much difficult. On the other side, Imran Khan said that he will fight till the last ball, that he will face all kinds of these motions. I mean, the no confidence motion of the opposition parties of Pakistan. So today, I think that will be a deciding day in the Pakistani politics, that have the lawmakers, they will tell about the future of the Pakistan's politics, whether Imran Khan that will be stepped down or not, whether he will be defeated or not, and whether the opposition parties, they will give a kind of roadmap to the nation. So it is a very critical situation and moment at this time.
So he, again, during his address to the nation, made the allegations of foreign interference. In fact, he was very specific, saying, I quote, our U.S. envoy met with some American officials. They objected to my Russia trip. This was all before the no confidence motion was tabled. They said if Imran Khan government survives, Pakistan will face consequences, but if he loses, Pakistan will be forgiven. Is there credence to some of these allegations that he's making? I know that he had formed a panel to probe charges of a foreign nation being involved in trying to oust him from power.
Well, I think it is a well-known fact that everywhere, I think that is the might is right. So there is possibility, no doubt, that in international politics, some things it is possible, but I don't think so that a country will issue a letter, will release its statement in a written form. If it was really like that, then of course he had to show to the people, to the masses and nation of Pakistan. And on the other hand, the American government and the White House also has denounced it. I mean that these allegations that America or Washington was not involved in such interference, or to install a new important government, just like Mr. Khan, the Prime Minister, said in his address on Friday. So this is a kind of dilemma, and it may, according to many reports and analysis, that it may gather the support of the people and to win the sympathy and hearts of its supporters, and to elect him for the new election in future. So it is, I think, it will be very much foolish if a country will issue such kind of statement or release a letter. Of course, it can also impact the two countries' bilateral diplomatic relations in a negative way. So then a country will be very much cautious to have such kind of words.
Is it possible to tell what Pakistanis are feeling at the moment? There have been reports suggesting that there have been celebrations in Pakistan by ordinary citizens, that even the media has joined the celebrations of the possibility of the collapse of government there. Is it, as you mentioned, there are those who are obviously supporters and those who are critics, but are you able to tell, as pundits, largely how the people of Pakistan are feeling about this political stalemate at the moment?
I think now the nation that has been divided on two lines, and people, they are celebrating it, and most of the people, they want to show their adherence and their loyalty to the constitution, as this vote of no confidence motion that was denounced by the deputy speaker of the assembly, Mr. Qasim Sori, by stating the Article 5 of the Pakistan's constitution, which tells us about the loyalty to the state and obedience to the law and constitution of the country. So on this ground, it was declared that the president of Pakistan should dissolve the National Assembly, which he did later on. But the Pakistan's Supreme Court yesterday, day before yesterday, on Thursday, it was issued a verdict that no, under the Article 95 of the Pakistan's constitution, vote of no confidence motion that can be done to step down the prime minister or any chief minister of the province in Pakistan. So it is possible. So on this ground, now people, they are having celebrations, but the supporters of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or the ruling party, of course, then they are much disappointed about the situation, that it may cause more such kind of turbulence and political the political atmosphere of the country, that can be even it can be worse in future as well. So let's see that how the Pakistan's parliament will decide about it on Saturday, and how then Pakistan's politics that will be
I want to talk
tilted.
about security very quickly, and I want to know what was the reaction to Imran Khan saying that Pakistan should learn self-pride from India, no superpower can dictate terms to Delhi. I mean, this is a very interesting station for two nations that have often been considered at opposite ends.
I think he was referring to the stability, the political stability in India. That in India there is a continuous democracy over there, and the democratic culture, the political culture in India, that is very much what we can say, and that is really a democratic culture is there. So Pakistan should learn from there. The Pakistan's politicians should learn from India that how they have developed their culture. As you said, Pakistan and India, they got independence in 1947 at the same time, but unfortunately, Pakistan has not developed that kind of a democratic culture what India has done. It has developed. So Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister, was pointing towards that political stability and the institutionalization, the democratization of the country, and all the democratization of the institutions in India, that Pakistan should also learn from those developments.
Dr. Manzoor Afridi, thank you so much for speaking to us. Dr. Afridi is an assistant professor and head of Department of Politics and International Relations at the International Islamic University of Islamabad, of course, speaking about the world-renowned international cricketer turned politician Imran Khan. He was voted into power in 2018, but it seems that faces a very uncertain future today. Tomorrow it may seem that Parliament could convene and oust him out. All of that, more details of this and other political situations in other places coming up here on the